Today on We Love It Outdoors.
We're going to be heading to Wisconsin to join in on the muzzleloader hunt over there.
I guess it was about 3 o'clock. A big albino buck came out. I got a good look at his body, and I said, hey, it's a shooter. You know, I'm going to definitely try to shoot this deer.
I'm Dan Eigen, full-time guide and avid outdoorsman. These days, it's easy to get stuck inside in a virtual world. But the real world is outside.
Look at that awesome looking fish. So
I challenge you to put your instincts to work, making real memories with real people. Because we love it outdoors. I make my living chasing fish, and I love every minute of it, but truth be known, I'm a dyed-in-the-wool, antler-loving, white-tailed junkie. I love my time in the woods, trying to outwit and outfox these cagey animals. The only drawback is that the time is usually much too short. But in the last couple of years, I've come up with a way to extend my days in the woods by embracing the weaponry of the past. The muzzleloader has been an effective weapon for hundreds of years, from the original flintlocks, favored by the earliest explorers, to today's modern inline designs. And late-season muzzleloader hunts give avid deer hunters, like me, a chance to spend a few more days in the woods at a time when trophy bucks are vulnerable. One of the places most famous for its trophy whitetails is Buffalo County, Wisconsin. And that's where we're headed just as soon as I can get geared up.
Well, it's early December and we've got people out on the lakes ice fishing. There's people still hunting. And actually we're kind of doing a little bit of both, but right now I'm gonna go pick out a new muzzleloader because we're gonna be heading to Wisconsin very soon to join in on the muzzleloader hunt over there. So pick up some goods.
We've got the tools, now we have to put the package together. Don Pagel at the Mills Fleet Farm Indoor Shooting Range takes care of carefully mounting and bore sighting my scope. After that, it's time to head to the range to dial things in.
we're gonna shoot a fouling round, you know, so we're not expecting to be right on, so we'll shoot that. And then as the more we shoot, obviously we're gonna get dialed in, we'll clean it, and you know, just get totally confident. So when I do pull the trigger on that buck, I know where that bullet's gonna go.
Round ball, black powder muzzleloaders of old were notoriously inaccurate weapons. But today's inline models with rifled barrels, saboted bullets, and smokeless powder are extremely accurate at distances out to and beyond 100 yards.
Oh! Wow, is that a way to end it? Oh boy, that felt good. Shooting muzzleloader, there are a bunch of different steps. There's just something about it that just makes you feel like you've accomplished something versus just putting in a bullet and hammering away. So it's pretty cool.
This isn't my first trip to Buffalo County looking for a trophy whitetail. Last year we were here with the bow, but we couldn't connect with the shooter buck. And it also won't be my first muzzleloader hunt. I was introduced to black powder a year ago and was fortunate to harvest a beautiful late season management doe.
Oh my word. This has been an incredible hunt. Absolutely incredible hunt.
The plan is to meet our old friend Jeremy Moore of Dogbone Training Systems, who also has a Buffalo County muzzleloader tag at Bluff Bucks Outfitters. But Jeremy was able to get down to camp a day early and will start his hunt without us.
Well, first day in the stand, we're gonna get in. Dan's not quite here yet, but If we do have them, we're gonna text them right away, but we're gonna get in. It's a little warm, kind of damp, but we're gonna give it a try anyway.
Will the early bird get the worm? We'll find out when We Love It Outdoors returns. The We Love It Outdoors crew is on the way to Buffalo County, Wisconsin for a late season trophy whitetail muzzleloader hunt. Part of the team is already there. Cameraman Brady Kangas is at Bluff Bucks Outfitters with Jeremy Moore, and rather than wait for us, they're going to get a full day head start.
We went in a little earlier. It was a high pressure day. It was really just a beautiful day, sunny out. And we went in early, about noon, and we were seeing deer by 1 o'clock. They started coming out and they started coming into that cornfield. You know, we sat 2 nights and I quit counting deer. We saw so many deer coming in. It's not because it's Buffalo County. It's because it's a big piece of property that has very little pressure. Managing deer is relatively easy. It's difficult to manage people. I think that's the biggest struggle. And when you start talking about Bluff Bucks, they've got so much property and they know their deer, and they do such a good job of making sure the young deer get to be old. They always say, you know, they talk about minerals and they talk about supplementing and you know, the genetics and all that when it comes to growing big deer. And I buy into it, I believe it to a degree, but I really believe age is the most important part. And that's something that Butch and Mark do such a good job of. They know their age, they know the deer, they know what deer are young, what deer are old, and what deer should and shouldn't be shot. And that, I think, is the key to the success over and over and over here. What was really cool was at about, I guess it was about 3 o'clock, a big albino buck came out, and there were does in the field, and this big albino's coming through the woods, and we could see him for ways off. That's the first albino deer I've ever seen. That's an old deer. Look at that. And he just let a parade of does out. I mean, it was just a pile of them that came out after him, but it was something I had never seen before, and it was just awesome to see this big, mature, old buck. And you know, Butch and Mark knew that deer, and Mark's got sheds of that deer for years, and they knew it's 6 or 7 year old buck, and you're not gonna mistake them.
This incredible white vision is truly something for Jeremy and Brady to witness. But that's all they'll do, because in Wisconsin, it's illegal to harvest an albino. Still, just being that close to something this rare is extremely unique.
When he came in and he actually walked right past us, which was awesome. We got cool footage of him. He was 15 yards away. Could have shot him with a bow if we wanted to. We were kind of in awe after seeing that deer. Well, after all those does came out, we had a field full of them. All of a sudden, all the does turned, and it was just, you know, you kind of watch the other deer and you can see when other deer are coming because they're watching the woods better than we are. But all of them were focused. And when they all were looking, I kind of tipped my head and looked out the window, and I saw tines, and I could see the tips of this buck's tines, and I said to Brady, there's a good one.
In a cut cornfield in Buffalo County, Wisconsin, Jeremy Moore of Dogbone Training Systems and We Love It Outdoors cameraman Brady Kangas are trying to put the finishing touches on what has already been an amazing afternoon muzzleloader hunt.
You know, I put the glasses on him and saw that it was a clean 8, and I said, it's got to be a shooter. You know, he's plenty big rack-wise to meet, you know, any inch requirements, but inches to me aren't that important. I want to shoot a mature one. I want to shoot an older buck. And so as he came up out, all the deer were watching him, and I got a good look at his body, and I said, yeah, it's a shooter. You know, I'm going to definitely try to shoot this deer. And I immediately thought, where did I hit him? I hit him back is what I was thinking. And the deer got to the edge of the woods and he stopped. And I just watched him, and I put him in the scope again, and I saw there was no exit and there's no blood coming out, and I thought, oh, I should try to shoot him again. So I kind of scrambled, and I'm pulling out speed loaders out of my pocket, and finally got everything going, and Brady was on him the whole time, and he said, he's still there. So got the gun reloaded and got back on him, and then was able to, you know, kind of calm back down. And
I can't believe it. I don't know where that first shot hit. He hunched up like I hit him back. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I was really nervous. But I can't believe it was a bad hit on the first shot, but he hunched like I had to hit him back, kind of. Yeah. I can't believe he stood there though. But by him standing there, it wasn't good. So then when I can't believe I reloaded.
With a beautiful buck down, Jeremy waits for sunset and the chance to not only get his hands on his trophy, but use this opportunity to pursue his other passion, training game retrieval dogs.
obviously a real important part of Dogbone is our shed stuff, but it's the new stuff that we've come out with, our newer line of stuff, is the game recovery. It's the tracking stuff, and we knew the deer was down, so it's a great opportunity for training where I guarantee you success, but it's going to be experience for that young dog. So we brought Taylor back in completely under control and put her on that track and let her find the deer. It was easy, it was a simple retrieve, but the confidence level in her will skyrocket. And what it does for me as a handler is that now I see my dog and I say, she is going to find those deer if they're there. Good girl, good girl, good girl, right there. Good girl. Whoa. That has got a good frame to him. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. What a giant, beautiful 8-pointer. That's a dandy. Just a pretty buck. Good body to him too, but look how you can tell he's run down. Man, see that albino tonight and then this buck. Really special night for me. Just an awesome time.
It's an incredible Buffalo County whitetail and an amazing story to go with it. Jeremy's muzzleloader hunt was short, but a prime example of the number and quality of deer you can see during the late season. When We Love It Outdoors returns, I finally get a chance to spend some time in the blind with the hope that Buffalo County lightning can strike twice. The We Love It Outdoors team is at Bluff Bucks Outfitters in Buffalo County, Wisconsin, where owner Butch Fox has fostered an ideal trophy whitetail habitat. And the fruits of his effort are all too obvious in camp today.
I would certainly take something like that tomorrow, buddy.
Yep, we gotta get you in a stand, my man.
Gosh, that is awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Pretty much Buffalo County is all pretty highly QDM on all the people here. Got really good farmland, alfalfa, corn, soybeans. We put tons of food plots in besides. Got pond sets and stuff, so pretty much, you know, we don't want our deer to go anywhere, so you got food, water, and keep pressure off of them. They really don't have any sense to go anywhere else, so that's what we try to do.
After a late arrival and an untimely bout with the flu in camp,
Sick. Pukey. But you know what? We'll do anything for a buck.
I'm down to just one afternoon in the blind, but I'm ready for my chance at a trophy Buffalo County whitetail.
It's about 10 minutes after 12. And eagle shooting time, or camera light, we'll say, is probably 4:45. So we got a little bit of a set, but you never know on an overcast day like this. Maybe they'll move early. We saw deer as we were driving in, so they're already on their feet. It's a beautiful day. It's like 25 degrees. Not much wind. So this is good.
With does already starting to feed in the field, my anticipation is through the roof, because I know what lives here. Just this past spring, we were down here in these same hills with Jeremy as he worked with a group of young pups in his shed antler retrieving program.
Look at this. We're trying to get the dogs to find it, although we have spotted it.
Good girl!
Oh, good! Good dog! Look at you! Oh, that's cool.
Good girl!
Boy, yeah, look at that trail.
Uh-huh.
Would
Look
ya?
at that. Just pounded. Oh, right here, right here. Good
Come
girl!
on. No way.
Good girl! That's a good girl,
Nice.
man! That's a good, come on! That one lay a while.
Well, I'd say
Good girl!
that's an oldie.
That's a couple-year-old. Crusty. I love these spots.
It was an eye-opening day as we worked together with the dogs to sniff out piles of sheds, including some real beauties.
That is a beauty. So
That's
look at how unique that is. Little crab claw and just a mini one there.
That's the buck that we got the other side from him. I got 2 other years of him. He's 5.5 years old.
Okay.
And when we put it next to the horn from last year, you'll see he's smaller this year. And that's where that hard winter I think came in. So you got shorter tines and shorter main beams, but
Still
it's heavy, old deer.
Absolutely.
It's one of those deer that is probably not a huge. He's not going to be a huge scorer. He's never going to. But I'd shoot that deer in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Old, you know. That is a good one.
back in the blind. There's no shortage of deer.
Starting to get a little chilly. There's been deer coming out from everywhere. We finally saw a buck. You know, out to the ears, buck. But we've seen a ton of does. And I am just ready to see that big buck. But we've had so many deer. I can't even count how many deer we've seen. Just they're all over the place. And we're waiting for that big one. We have about 20 minutes left in the season, so this is the final countdown right now.
No matter where you are, trophy whitetail hunting is never a sure thing. For Jeremy Moore, one afternoon in the stand was all it took. But for me, one afternoon simply wasn't enough time to get it done. And my personal wait for a big bruiser Buffalo County buck will have to continue. Still, every moment I spend in the field is precious and never a letdown, whether I fill my tag or not. So we'll be back to Buffalo County, and because they were the successful team on this trip, I'll let Jeremy and Brady tell you why.
We love it!
Continue this adventure by visiting your local Mills Fleet Farm store or shop online at fleetfarm.com for all your sporting good needs and more. fleetfarm.com.